What's going on, baseball fans? How are we doing? So we're having a fun season in 2021 so far, but just like every season, there are always some surprises. I'm going to go over my top 5 surprises so far this season. Let's go talk about it. At number 5, I have Albert Pujols. First off, with Albert Pujols, I did not see the Angels designating him for assignment considering the contract that he had. I figured he was going to play out his contract with the Angels, but they designated him for assignment, and then it just blew my mind that the Dodgers brought him in. I thought that he would go to an American League team with a designated hitter. I thought that would be a better fit for him, but the Dodgers brought him in. They thought, hey, we can do something with Albert Pujols here. And you know what? He has actually been playing very well with the Dodgers. If you take a look at his stats between the Angels and the Dodgers this year, with the Angels, he only hitting 198 with them, a 250 on base. He had 5 home runs. That's when the Angels thought, you know what? We got Jared Walsh here. There's no reason, to be keeping an Albert Pujols. So let's cut ties. But the Dodgers brought him in, and he has been just great. He's hitting 270. He has 9 home runs, 32 RBIs. The on base 313. It's all right, I guess. But a 467 slugging Pujols. He's had a good amount of starts at first base. Max Muncy has missed some time this year, so he's been able to fill in there. He's had quite a few pinch hit appearances. Pujols has been a really good fit with the Dodgers, and he's been the most productive that he's been since 2016. If you really look at the numbers, if you look from 2017 all the way to even with his time with the Angels this year, he was in the negative wins above replacement with the Angels. He's been terrible since 2016. But if we take a look, a 0.4 WAR for his 58 games with the Dodgers so far this year. What a surprise he's been. He's been very good for the Dodgers. At number 4, I have Joey Votto. Joey Votto has been quite the fun player this year. Take a look at the overall numbers. 285 on the year, 26 home runs, a 585 slugging, a 149 WRC plus. This guy has been great this year. But what's been surprising to me is the last 2 seasons, 2020 and a shortened season, it was kind of whatever. He still had a really good on base of 354, but the batting average was low. He had 11 home runs, so he was on pace for, anywhere from 20, 25 home runs, had some RBIs there. 2019 only hit 261. The on base was good again. He's always been a great on base guy, 357 on base. But if you take a look, that had been down from what it had been, going back to 2015. His on base percentages from 2015 to 2018 were just sensational, in the 400s every year. So the fact that they were in the 350s, that's pretty low for Joey Votto. And then, 2019 only hit 261 that year, 15 home runs, 47 RBIs. There was times where he had to tinker with his swing. His swing mechanics were all out of whack at one point. But this year, he has put it together. The on base is 375. Like I said, hitting 285, his best batting average since 2018. 26 home runs. He has gotten a lot more power this year. He's driving in a ton of runs. He has been a huge bat for the Reds lineup that see themselves in contention. So Joey Votto has been a huge part of the Reds this year. It's great to see him bounce back. And to me, I think it's quite a surprise. And another thing too, the guy's getting up there in age. So considering the fact that he's 37, almost 38 years old, and he's able to produce at this level again, you love to see it. Considering how he was doing, 2019, 2020, people thought, okay, this is a guy that's probably regressing. He's probably, getting to the later part of his career. We've probably seen the best of Joey Votto, but he said, absolutely not. I am not done yet. And he is putting together a very good season for the Reds. At number 3, I have the San Francisco Giants. What a heck of a season the San Francisco Giants are having. 75-41 on the year. That is the best record in Major League Baseball. Not a lot of people saw that happening. I know Pacoda didn't see that happening. Look at their preseason projections, 75-87. They had the Giants at a 0% chance of making the playoffs this year. Fangraphs wasn't giving them any love either. If you take a look at their preseason projections, they had them at 79-83. That definitely wasn't going to be good enough to make the playoffs. So the Giants this year, again, best record in Major League Baseball so far. They have just been a solid team all across the board. If we take a look at what the Giants are doing right now, their starting pitching has been phenomenal this year. If we take a look at the stats, the San Francisco Giants, they rank 6 in all of Major League Baseball in starting pitching. And if we take a look why, Kevin Gausman has been awesome this year, a 2.29 ERA, a 2.94 FIP. I mean, this guy's striking out almost 30% of the batters that he's faced through 23 games. Anthony Desclafani has been a really solid signing for them. Johnny Cueto has had a pretty decent bounce back year this year. Alex Wood has been solid for the most part. Logan Webb has been good for them. I mean, this San Francisco Giants starting pitching has been the real deal. And if we take a look at the bullpen, as of right now, the Giants, they currently rank 13th. But if we take a look at the first month of this season, the Giants ranked dead last. The FIP was a big reason, 4.91. They were getting hit pretty hard. The ERA wasn't the worst, but they weren't pitching their best out of that bullpen, but they have really turned it around. Like I said, they were 30th in April, and now they are 13th. So that bullpen has really solidified itself. And last but not least, the offense has just been really solid this year, led by Buster Posey. What a great season he's having, an MVP caliber season, a 4.1 WAR. This guy's just been phenomenal, hitting 332, a 428 on base, a 164 WRC plus, 15 home runs in there. Brandon Crawford has been really good this year. Darren Ruff has been really good. Steven Duggar has been really good this year. Longoria, they picked up Chris Bryant at the deadline. He has just been solid. I mean, this Giants team, just top to bottom, has just been really solid. When you get contributions like this from all across the board, the starting pitching, the offense, the bullpen, this is what you're going to get. 75-41 on the year. The Giants have been a very pleasant surprise this year. But with the good comes the bad. At number 2, I have the Minnesota Twins. What the heck has happened to the Minnesota Twins? 50-66 on the year. This team has been garbage this year. If you go back to the preseason projections on Pacoda, they had them finishing with a 91-71 record to win the division, a 61% chance to win the division. Fangraphs, they did have the White Sox winning the division, but they were pretty friendly to the Twins with an 86-76 record. However, the Twins have come nowhere close to meeting those kind of expectations. In the beginning of the season, they were having a lot of injuries. If we take a look at the Twins, I mean, they just had so many injuries. Guys like Brent Rooker, Max Kepler, Josh Donaldson, Miguel Sano, they were going on the injured list, and Byron Buxton, who was having a phenomenal start to the year. If we take a look, through 27 games, he had a 2.7 WAR. He had 10 home runs. He was stealing bases. This guy was just phenomenal. And then he just went down. I mean, Byron Buxton is just always hurt, it seems like. When the guy's on the field, I've said this multiple times, he is electric, but he sees the injured list far too many times. So the Twins did have a lot of injuries. If we take a look, though, at the starting pitching, actually, let me real quick. They've also have not been a good defensive team this year. They're 28th in defense on the year, but also taking a look at the starting pitching, they rank 26 on the year. I mean, these guys have just not stepped up this year. If we take a look at the numbers, I mean, Jose Barrios is now in Toronto. He was doing good, but other guys like Kenta Maeda, I mean, Pineda was doing okay, but I mean, he was okay at best, a 4.36 FIP. They just had no consistency in that starting rotation. I mean, J.A. Happ, they sent to the Cardinals, but he wasn't doing anything at all. So there was no consistency in the starting rotation. If we take a look at how they were doing with the bullpen, I mean, it's 19th on the year. I mean, there's just been no consistency in the rotation or the bullpen at all. They've had a ton of injuries. The Twins have just been a major disappointment this year. And quite frankly, I mean, that's a huge surprise to me, considering I thought the Twins were really built to win this division this year. I thought, you know, maybe the White Sox, Twins battle it out for the division. Whatever team didn't finish in first could go for a wild card. I thought the Twins really had a very strong chance of winning this division, but a lot of injuries, starting pitching, bullpen have just been not good. And the offense, you know, like I said, they had a lot of injuries and they just haven't been able to put it together this year. So to me, the Twins, it is quite surprising to see them in 4th place. And at number 1, I have Cedric Mullins. What a great season Cedric Mullins is having this year. Look at the numbers. 322 average, a 386 on base, a 546 slugging, a 155 WRC plus, 20 home runs. He was the starting center fielder in the All-Star game. What a great season he's having. A 4.8 WAR. Cedric Mullins has been one of the best players in Major League Baseball this year. And to me, that is very surprising. I mean, take a look at the numbers in the minor leagues, you know, before this. So if you go back to 2015, in low A ball only hit 264, A ball hit 273. I mean, that's respectable, but for the minor leagues you would expect that to be a little better. Double A hitting 265. Double A in 2018 he was better, hit 313 that year with a 362 on base, but 2018 in Triple A only hitting 267 with a 332. He did come up to the major leagues in 2018, 235 with a 312 on base. I mean, that's nothing really, crazy good at all. And then he went back down to the minor leagues, wasn't really doing anything there. Look at 2019 in AAA that year, over 66 games, only hit 205 with a 272 on base. This was he used to be a switch hitter, and he gave up on right-handed hitting. He is now strictly a left-handed bat, and that has paid off completely for him. He's only focused on just hitting from the left side of the plate. He has been phenomenal this year. I mean, what a great story this has been. Cedric Mullins, to me, the fact that this guy wasn't voted as a starter for the All-Star game, that blew my mind. But I love now that people are seeing what this guy is worth. Again, having a phenomenal season. If you even take a look at the projections coming into 2021, he wasn't projected to really do anything. Look at the projections all across the board. Zips only had him hitting 245. Steamer only had him hitting 243. FGDC 244. I mean, this guy was getting no love at all. He is completely surpassed all projections by a mile. But this is definitely a surprise to me, considering what he had done leading up to this year. I don't think a lot of people saw this coming. So good for him for only just focusing on left-handed hitting. That has paid off completely. Cedric Mullins, to me, is my biggest surprise of 2021. So let me know what you think down below in the comments. What are your biggest surprises of the 2021 season so far? Let me know. But that's all I got for right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.